Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me again. We have so much to talk about. I'm just going to get straight into the video. First of all, thank you so much to one of my subscribers, Natasha, for sending me this scoop. It is absolutely fascinating. So Natasha reached out to me on Instagram and she sent me this TikTok scoop. I was like, oh my gosh. And by the way, make sure you check out Natasha's socials. I'll link them in the description below. There's a woman who lives in Paris. She's American. I think she's a sales executive now, but she moved to Paris and she started off as an au pair. And to make extra money as an au pair, she was like roped in by this company that does Hermes reselling. And basically the company had her dress up and act like a super wealthy potential client for a Quota bag at the three boutiques in Paris. Well, I think Hermes have more than three, but the three major ones, let's say, FSH, Sèvres, and Georges V. So she was getting like 600 euros for every Quota bag that she got for this company. And then she would get 200 euros for referrals. It's not clear like when she was doing this, because in her TikTok she says that she was paying in cash. I mean, I think there've been some rule changes in the EU now concerning cash payments. I don't think you can pay cash in France over a specific amount, but the company would essentially give her the money in cash, okay, and then they would pay her that commission if she was successful. So she talks about her experience, which I thought was absolutely fascinating, like how sophisticated resellers have become. This is not the story of Hermes busting that syndicate that went viral like earlier this year. This is actually like a story from someone who was being like hired to go buy the bags in store, which I found was absolutely fascinating. So she talks about how like the store manager would size her up, how they would look at her, and how she would try and convince them that she was this like super rich woman, and trying to buy these Quota bags. So she in her TikTok, she comes across very warm, very bubbly, and many people like asking her questions in the comments like, oh my god, do you still have this contact? Like, I need the money, I would love to like get involved in it now. It doesn't seem like she's involved in it anymore. She works in sales now. In her TikTok, she comes across very warm, very friendly. I can see why she was successful in scoring. I mean, obviously, if she's posting about this, it means it's like long behind her now. And it's probably going to be quite hard to do something like this now, just because they're so in tune with like who's a real customer, who's not a real customer. All of the Quota bags she scored was through the appointment system at the Sèvres boutique and the Faubourg boutique as well. I was thinking about this for a few days, percolating on it. And one thing that I have noticed is like, I think Hermes is constantly evolving when it comes to scoring Quota bags at the Parisian boutiques. I think they're constantly evolving because I think resellers and people who resell these bags, for multiples, are always changing their strategies. This was from a few years ago. She said she did this a few years ago, but the TikToks are from this year. She talks about, how she was like taken in and how she was actually coached by this woman who would like tell her how to speak, tell her how to act, tell her how to dress in order to score a bag. I think that Hermes are always going to be, in a way, one step ahead of the competition. And in her TikTok, she talks about how there's definitely like collusion. They had contacts in the company, and while I do think that there are people who in the company who will obviously take money and take kickbacks, I do think that there are those like true believers who work for Hermes as well. And I feel like the true believers like are sometimes the people that people come up against and then come and complain about on YouTube, because they're like, yeah, you're not scoring a bag because you're giving me reseller vibes and I don't feel like giving you a bag. By the way, I think that the more we see these like exposés on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube about reselling bags and all the rest of it from people who are actually talking about their experience, or former employees coming forward talking about what it's like to sell Birkins or Kellys, I think the more we see things like that, like this, the more Hermes is going to kind of quietly retaliate with Quota bags. And I think it's actually going to be harder and harder to buy without purchasing history. I know that there's so many videos on the internet, particularly on YouTube, about, oh, I walked into a Hermes boutique and I bought a Birkin, fresh out the gate. I think we're going to see a decrease in those types of videos and those types of experiences, because I do think Hermes like really monitor what's on the internet, and I think that they've realized it doesn't benefit them at all to have people doing these exposés. Trust me, I would absolutely, like, if I go to the FSH boutique or the Sevres boutique, I will do a video about my experiences. Now for me, it's a little bit different. You know, I am very grateful for all of you who subscribed, but I highly doubt that Hermes are worried about what my opinion living in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania has to say about their brand. But I do think that Hermes have realized the power of social media. I actually think that Hermes looks down on social media. I think that they think that the Birkin and Kelly are above social media, and that, you know, those of us who are on social media talking about the brand, we're actually devaluing it. That is something I've realized, because I really feel like, actually, if you look at the kind of recent, all the chatter around Hermes, particularly online at the moment, there is like this kind of group of people who are over the Hermes game and are done with Hermes and just feel like it's very elitist, which it is, of course it is. But I actually think that Hermes want you to be done. I think they want you to be done. I think they want you to be like, oh my God, I can't believe people are doing this buyback. I'm never going to buy back for them. I think like Hermes is like, cool, you know, go do whatever you want. You're out. We don't care. And I think that Hermes, like at this point in the game, like they're looking for people who are going to be ride or die loyal with them through the game, without the game, with the game. Those are the types of clients that Hermes wants. I actually feel like at first I used to think, you know, Hermes doesn't really like bloggers and things like that. I think Hermes realizes the power that bloggers have, but I think that they don't want people who are going to put the brand in any kind of disrepute. So someone like this woman, she's not a blogger, she works in sales now, but she was like exposing what's going on with Hermes. And even in one of her TikToks, she was like, guys, don't ask too many questions. I can't go into too much detail, because she was like, oh my God, I'm absolutely petrified, you know, like if Hermes come after me with a lawsuit. And we know Hermes likes suing people. I feel like if you are someone watching this video and you like Hermes and you like playing the game, see it for what it is, which is just a game. It's a form of like fashion entertainment, and don't take it too seriously. I can't believe that I actually missed this in one of the earnings releases from Hermes recently, but I wanted to mention it now because this actually ties in with something I've been thinking about for some time. Hermes said that sales for jewelry, ready-to-wear and accessories, which excludes bags, have all gone up, and also sales of timepieces have gone up, and homewares, which is interesting. So part of me was thinking, are more people actually buying in these high caliber categories so that they can score quota bags? It was something that I've been thinking about, because when I read this release, I was like, which I'll link below, I was like, okay, you know, let's be honest. No one here is checking for Hermes' clothing. And any of you who say you like Hermes' clothing, stop, okay? You know you're trying to buy a quota bag, and that's fine. We're all on our journeys. I think that Hermes is seeing like an increase in sales in other categories because people are trying to score quota bags. One of the biggest things that I've realized is like how much the game is actually played outside of the internet. I think there are many people who are playing the game and who are on their Hermes journeys. They don't have, you know, accounts on Facebook. They don't have Instagram accounts, YouTube channels. They don't have accounts on the Purse Forum, and they're busy, you know, playing the game, happy, you know, scoring their bags and doing whatever it is that they need to do. And I think that Hermes, as I said before, Hermes wants clients who are going to be like this. I used to think, and I think a lot of people used to think this as well, that Hermes didn't like clients who are like nouveau riche or very public about the fact that they have a Birkin. I now don't agree with that anymore. I actually feel like Hermes don't give an F either way, and I'll tell you why. Hermes worked with Bugatti on this car for this guy called Manny Koshbin. He's a property developer. His wife is Leila Milani Koshbin. She's very famous on Instagram. She has tons and tons of followers on Instagram. And they worked on a Bugatti that was customized by Hermes for him. And Hermes are currently working on a Rolls Royce that's going to be made for a Japanese billionaire. And it's going to be especially designed and customized by Hermes. Come on now, stop it now. Bugatti and Rolls Royce are not for wallflowers, okay? If you're a wallflower, you're gonna, you know, you wanna be very discreet, you're gonna buy a Tesla. If you wanna stand out, okay, on the motorway, you're gonna buy a Rolls Royce Wraith, okay? You're gonna buy a Bugatti Veyron. And I feel like Hermes are actually very happy to be seen out and about with the sort of very public, flamboyant vision of wealth. as opposed to the sort of elegant, like stripped back vision of wealth that we think. I don't think they actually care about that at all. What I think about is they care about the types of money that comes into the store. It doesn't need to be old money, you know, you're sitting there in your library, you know, smoking a pipe or whatever. I don't think they care about that. I think they care if you're someone who constantly has funds, you constantly have money to spend, and you can constantly shop all of the time. If Hermes cared about being understated, okay, they wouldn't be working with Rolls-Royce. They wouldn't have worked on that car with Bugatti for this particular client. These are cars that are meant to be seen. They're meant to be heard. You're meant to see the interior. They're meant to be on Instagram. They're meant to be these massive flexes. I don't think Hermes is worried about that stuff at all. I think Hermes wants people who are going to be like, yeah, baby, like I've got this. And I think Hermes are fine with it being a status symbol. I don't think that they care at all. We can see how they view things based on the way they move. I think the car examples are two great examples of that. I think while the Birkin and the Kelly look very elegant and understated, I think Hermes have basically understood now that they have become status symbols, both of these bags, and they're going to remain status symbols for as long as the game exists. So I contacted Hermes today via email. I sent them an email. I just went on the UK website and they were like, send us an email to speak to someone. And I explained to them that obviously I live in Tanzania, I live in Dar es Salaam, but I'd love to buy products. And also I can't buy online because obviously you don't ship to my country. So if they respond to me nicely, saying yes, I will let you know. If they respond to me badly, saying no, I will let you know. I don't really get that discouraged when houses say no, because I feel like they see Africa as this like strange continent where they don't really understand the market for luxury goods. They don't really know that there's some of us here who absolutely love luxury products and we want to purchase them. So I will let you guys know right now when it comes to Hermes, my priorities are as follows from the house. I would love to pick up some Hermes lipsticks. I would also like to get, I think it's that Pocket Kelly, whatever. I think I'll put up some of the Pocket Kellys that I like and the colors that I like on the screen. I would also obviously like to get a Kelly 28. That would be the ultimate goal, but I'm not in a rush to score a Quota bag at the moment. I also want to like get used to the house and see what it's like ordering from abroad. If they respond positively, I want to kind of get the feel for ordering from abroad and ordering from a location where there isn't a boutique. I want to kind of get the feel for that and understand what it's like. I would also, obviously the exotics are a huge priority for me. I don't like the Kelly exotic wallets. I thought I was going to like them. I hate the Constance, but for some reason the Constance exotic wallets I really like. I'll put them up on the screen as well. I really, really like them. So I'd be interested in that, but I'd have to get like a sites certificate from Tanzania in order to order one, which is fine, but it just takes a little bit more of like a coordination plan basically. So if they respond positively, then I'll let you guys know. But those are a few of the priorities basically that I have, but I'm happy to kind of play it through this year and play it through next year and kind of see it as the journey that it is. I know some people get really offended by calling it a journey and calling it a game. I would like to say something to you guys. Lighten up, okay? It is a game. It's meant to be a form of fashion entertainment. It's meant to be fun. I don't know why people get kind of, you know, kind of wound up about this stuff. I don't get wound up about this stuff. I think maybe because like I like Hermes, but I don't take Hermes as seriously as like maybe the people who are really, really serious about Hermes's craftsmanship. I do feel like there are two types of like Hermes clients. I feel like there are people who take Hermes very, very seriously. And then I think there are people who enjoy Hermes, but also are like, okay guys, like let's just enjoy it, but let's not take it too seriously. So I don't take it too seriously. I think it's okay if you do, but I'm not gonna sit here all day and like fight about craftsmanship this and craftsmanship that. It's quite annoying hearing those comments all the time because, you know, if we really want to be specific about this, you could go to Paris today, you could go to a maroquinerie today and speak to an actual leather artisan and say, make me this bag, okay? And he'll be like, cool, this bag is gonna be 250 euros and it's gonna be handmade today, instead of spending, you know, 9,000 euros, 8,000 euros buying a bag that's also handmade, but you have to go through, you know, massive rigmarole to achieve. So when people talk about craftsmanship, you can get craftsmanship anywhere. Let's be clear about what we're buying here. You're buying the brand. Okay, created by Thierry Hermes, run by his descendants today. That is what you're buying. Hermes products are beautiful. There's no doubt about it. I would absolutely love to own an exotic, whether it's a Kelly exotic or a Birkin exotic. I forgot to add that. Of course, exotics are a massive priority for me. But let's be honest, we all want it because it is an Hermes bag, not because it's like super, super well made. Everyone has their reasons, but I do think branding plays a massive role in why people want these bags. To be clear about one thing that my channel isn't, and there's nothing wrong with channels that do this, but one thing that my channel isn't, I'm never going to shame you for anything that you have. I've kind of noticed this at the moment on some luxury channels and some lifestyle channels. There's quite a bit of shaming, like, you know, don't wear press-on nails. Guess what, I've got press-on nails on. Or don't buy this bag, it's tacky. Don't buy this, you're not a classy woman. They're all of these really strange, you know, videos about don't buy this, it's tacky, or don't buy this, it makes you not a classy woman. I find those things very strange. I will never shame you for your purchases. I'll always give my opinion, but I'll never shame you for your purchases. And I love hearing from you guys about the things that you like. Even if you don't like the journey, you don't like the game, you know, by all means, I would love to hear from you. I think that, you know, let's be fun about these things and let's enjoy them for what they are. This is entertainment. It's like a form of entertainment. It's just fun. But for those of you who know 90s rap music, you'll know who this guy is, okay? This is Marion Suge Knight, one of the co-founders of Death Row Records. If you know rap music, I don't need to tell you about this guy. He is absolutely terrifying. He's actually in prison at the moment. I actually think Hermes is the Suge Knight of the luxury industry, okay? Hermes don't really care about any of your feelings, guys. They don't care about any of our feelings. And in a way, I kind of respect how upfront they are about it. You're gonna play the game or you're not gonna play the game. And before I go, I'm gonna leave you with, I'm gonna find this clip I read of a review of the Sèvres boutique. And the Sèvres boutique is getting absolutely wrecked online. Like, people are going off about the Sèvres boutique online, and the way the game is percolating at the Sèvres boutique, to me, I think is pretty wild. There was like a gentleman who walked in there with his wife. He was like, I'd like to buy a handbag. And they're like, ah, you don't have an appointment, so you don't have any rights, okay? This is the dictatorship of Hermes. And to me, I find that just so hilarious and so funny. I'm not laughing at the client, but it's just the cold-bloodedness. This is what I'm telling you. Hermes is like a gangster, okay? And you can play the game and be part of the mafia, or you can opt to leave the mafia. You can make the decision. They don't really care. I'd love to know which one of you guys this year is playing the game. Who's playing the game with me? Do you want to know my Hermes updates as they happen? Do you want to be involved in my journey? Do you want me to talk more about the house? You know, when it comes to this channel, I only talk about houses which I find interesting, but also ones that I know you guys will like. I do make an effort every now and then to talk about other brands, but there's no doubt that Hermes, Chanel, LV, and Dior, to a lesser degree, are just so popular and so many people are talking about them. But I will always talk about things that I like. I'm not faking liking Hermes for views. I'm not faking being into the house for views. I do like them. I'm just quite realistic about my chances. I do know I live in Tanzania, so the chance of like getting a Quota bag this year, even if I start my journey, even if they email me back and they're like, yeah, would love to have you, I have to be realistic. So I'm going to be playing the long game with my new journey. And just quickly before I go, I'd love to recommend just a few Hermes channels that I think are fantastic, and I think that these are the best Hermes channels on YouTube. I've said it. Maya Lux, Life with Loki, So Coco, and Tiana Perry. Make sure you go check out their channels, subscribe to them. They're absolutely brilliant. I feel like those channels are the examples of the types of clients that Hermes wants. I think Hermes wants women like them, and I think that they want women who love the brand and are passionate about the house and are not out to like resell and to make a quick buck. You know, it's very controversial, reselling. We talk about reselling all the time. You know, we could talk about it all day, and I love speaking. Some of you don't want to write your comments publicly. You reach out to me privately, that's fine. You know how I feel about reselling. I feel like you should do whatever you want with your personal collection, but I feel like when you start moving into the territory of trying to make money off Hermes, Hermes have made it clear they'll come for you, honey, okay? Like a gangster in a Mercedes-Benz coupe. So let's stop playing games with them. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please make sure you subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. My husband finds it so funny whenever I talk about hitting the bell, like, gosh, like people really hit the bell? I'm like, yeah, people really do hit the bell. Make sure you do. And I'll see you on Saturday in my next video.